How are you doing, guys? I just want to talk about the trap of continuation today. So many famous writers of success books, such as Napoleon Hill and Robert Kiyosaki, and great American motivator and coach Anthony Robbins, and other successful businessmen, talk about the importance of the science of continuation with never ever give up theory. But I think so many people are caught in the trap of a word of continuation because they misunderstand the meaning of what exactly continuation expresses here. So one thing I want to let you know about this topic is that those who are doing business, providing contents of uplifting people's feeling in a seminar or something, don't talk about the negative part of things on what they're talking about. So I think there are actually so many unreasonable truth and unreasonable factors about continuation that may let you down, because continuation is just one factor that makes things work well. So if the element of continuation that you just seriously repeat doing something in front of you every day directly connects to success, why the number of people who suffer poverty is overwhelmingly more than the number of people who win success in the world, regardless of countries. So although you've been doing something for a long time while you've dreamed of success, if you haven't got any good results that you've ever desired, you've ever been doing something that you didn't work well, and if you decide to keep doing this, you will never get results that you desire in your mind, no matter how long you will spend the time for it from now and the future, because you firmly believe that what you continue doing will bring you good results someday in the future, in defiance of the current situation that you've never ever got any good results. So there is no gold nuggets in the mining pit where you dig into. So this is the useless effort if your objective is to find a certain result from what you're doing. So Napoleon Hill and Tony Robbins talk about the importance of never ever give a spirit, but they don't talk about the stupidity of people's continuation of doing hopeless battles barrenly, while they depend too much on self-discipline and forcible motivation. But this is what you can be aware of easily if things you're doing will work or not. Right? So intuitive worries, if what you're doing is actually going wrong way, and if you'd better stop doing that, is a correct reaction. Because no improvement and no course correction, but just continuation with never ever give up theory will never bring us a success and innovation in any categories. The elements of continuation and never ever give up theory are a very dangerous factor that may deny the elements of course correction and pivoting, in a sense that you give up something halfway that doesn't work well. So you just doubt what you're doing at the stage. You wrap yourself up in a suspicious, and your confidence is deprived of by the fact that you can't get any good results, but you want to believe, Anthony's talk, that continuation is a very important factor to win a success or something like that. So I just give you an easy example here. So do you think it is really realistic that you can swim towards upstream of a river with fierce backwards flow that goes against you? So if we think this situation with common sense, swimming a river with fierce backwards flow that goes against you towards the upstream of the river where you're swimming is hopeless battles. Whoever sees this situation. So one thing I just want to clarify is that successful businessmen are only doing something that works well to make money, and they keep doing it forever. Well, it works well. So very simple. Although Anthony Robbins also keep doing the current job because he can keep making good results. So if he hadn't known that he hadn't been able to make any good results in his job, he must have quit the job, and he must have done something different than now, I think. So it is really obvious. But companies keep doing business that does work well in the market, and they give up doing business halfway that doesn't work well in the market. Very simple. So recently, Japanese confectionery company called Meiji Seika announced a withdrawal from the retail business of chewing gum. So Meiji Seika has been selling chewing gum so far, but this time they decided to stop selling of chewing gum. The market size and the demand of chewing gum in Japan has tendency to reduce since the start of coronavirus pandemic. So the social trend and the flow of time is something that they can overcome with their great effort, because this is the flow of time. This is the flow of time, and this is a social trend that we can resist with our effort. So if they have stubbornly chosen to keep doing this business, they might end up holding unprofitable business, which might prevent this company from investing in other business with great growth potential, I think. So the nature of human beings is very simple. People can keep doing something that does work well without relying on their willpower, and people give up doing anything halfway that doesn't work well, even with their great willpower. So extremely, there are only these two types of decision making on whether or not people continue doing something. There are some people who take the decision to keep doing something that doesn't work well with strong belief and strong intention that what they're doing will bear fruit someday in the future. But those who challenge hopeless battles will end up giving up sooner or later with a feeling of setback, right? So this is a realistic. The thing that works well makes you happy to do it, no matter how strongly you doubt your aptitude for it. And making good results smoothly will make you forget the feeling that you're making great effort. Rather, the feeling that you want to do more and more comes up in your mind naturally while you're doing that. On the other hand, the thing that doesn't work well makes you find it really difficult to keep having a good motivation unless you tie yourself down in your self-disciplinary willpower, because the amount of fruit that you can get in return of the amount of effort that you've ever made is fewer than the amount that you expect. So the focus point that you may pay attention to is that you have to keep looking for the thing that does work well. This is a very important point not to be caught in a trap of hopeless continuation and hopeless battles, I think. So making sure of what you're going to choose first will raise success probability of what you challenge, I think. So if I can suggest you something that can be applicable to the elements of continuation about the factor of success, except for the situation that you can keep doing something that works well in the market or something, that is looking for something that you can easily make good results. So the attitude of consistent continuation that you keep making effort without giving up needs to be in direction of looking for something that you are likely to make good results easily. So there is a reality, the things you have no aptitude for and things that don't match with the social trend don't turn out the way you expect, no matter how hard you make effort to get a result. So it's like when you run a small green grocery store, if a big retail chain with a very big supermarket is open near your store, it's almost impossible to keep competitive advantage of your store as a greengrocer shop to keep attracting customers if we think it realistically. So you may understand how reckless it is to decide to find a way to coexist each other, big retail shop and your small greengrocer shop, right? So in addition, this phenomenon can be also seen in the tech startup industry. I think that rather the situation of tech startups is more severe around the world. So business with innovative ideas that nobody has realized yet with a great chance of success from persuasive statistics data of people's demand of the service that they are doing even makes them face a hard battle. That end up forcing them to take course correction halfway. So they are sometimes forced to take the course correction, give up doing in something that they initially decide to do. So the percentage of things that doesn't work, even with a great effort, is very higher than we expect. So rather, how you can make a result is easily influenced by the environment and the individual aptitude. So if I define a business as just making money, I think there is no need to build consistency in what you're doing. Rather, if you find it really difficult to make things work well, you just give up doing it at early stage, and you just focus on finding something that you're likely to get good results. Because we survive in a society with great uncertainty. So there is no guarantee that continuation with never give up spirits connects to the result that turn out the way you expect. So if you want to make sure of the trustability of my talk, just look at the history of famous companies that anybody knows around the world. So how many companies do you think have been doing the same business consistently since they started their business? For example, speaking of Marriott, it is the brand name of a big hotel chains that extend their business around the world. You probably know this name. So the start of Marriott Hotel is said to be the root beer shop called Hope Shop, which used to be located in Washington, D.C. in the United States, founded by John Willard Marriott. He started business from a small root beer shop with only 9 seats. After that, he challenged in flight mail business and highway food service and restaurant business as well. And the motel called Twin Bridge, that he started when he was 57 years old, is said to be the start of the Marriott Hotel brand that is widely known among people around the world. So he kept challenging, finding something that worked well in his business career. So the start of Toyota, known as the world automobile manufacturer, is the manual weaving machine manufacturer. Manual weaving machine manufacturer. Do you find consistency in businesses they've done so far? So do you think there is a great demand of manual weaving machine in this period of time? So a book called Visionary Company, written by Jim Collins, denies continuation of consistency of business created with splendid ideas, and it says that the condition of becoming a big enterprise, a big company, is repeating, improving the business, and sometimes needing to change the course drastically in accordance with the social trend. So I think the companies like Google and Amazon that have been doing the same business since it started are, I think, minority. So Elon Musk has also no consistency in types of business that he is doing, although he builds consistency in only the point of innovation. So continuation should be applied to the thing that you find it easy to make results without extreme hard working. So at the time you corner yourself like you must do it with your hard working in order to get a certain results, and you probably need to understand that would not work well. So one thing I can advise you here is that more attached you are to the goal that you initially set, even though you understand it will not work well, the more narrow your perspective becomes, and more difficult it is to solve the problem you have to get out of the situation, I think.